Good morning or happy Monday. It's probably Monday for everybody, I'm thinking, but it may not be morning. So, thanks so much for popping in. I missed you. I missed you for the last, I think, 2 weeks. It's been. I hope everybody's happy and healthy. So, today, hang on, I'm going to adjust this a little bit. There we go. Today, we're going to ask your higher self what you should gift yourself this holiday season. As you're buying and preparing gifts for others, um, I thought it might be interesting to see what your higher self thinks you should gift yourself. So, and probably it could be a bunch of different stuff. Once Anki Yaya tells me what the topic is going to be, I always start to think, I'm like, oh gosh, what could it be? So it might be a material object. It might be something you do for yourself. Maybe something you stop doing. So it could be a plethora of things. So we'll get to the bottom of it and we'll see what your higher self thinks you should gift yourself. But before we do that, I've got a gift for you. Actually, I've got a couple gifts for you. This is a page on Golden Rose's website where the specials are. So you might want to see what the specials we've got going. There it goes. And then this link, if you're interested in the clairvoyant program or just kind of interested in clairvoyance itself, you might want to sign up for our free open house. It is for people who are interested in the clairvoyant program, but you don't have to be to attend. You might just want to ask questions about clairvoyance, and I'll be happy to answer them. And even if you can't make that live event, that's one of the great things about Golden Rose being virtual. If you sign up, I'll email out the. I think I send the audio. You won't want to see the video. But yeah, I'll send you the audio of the open house, so you can't really miss it if you're interested in it. Okay, now the other thing I want to say before I get reading is, remember, we get spammed. You'll see it over there in the comments. Somebody, and it cracks me up. They always say beloved. So if somebody calls you beloved, they're a spammer. Now, if and when some of my psychic friends, hi everybody, if and when some of my psychic friends do pop in, I'll ask them to post their websites so that you can see what they're doing. Okay, so let's get to it. We're going to ask your higher self what you should gift yourself. So let's start with Sue. Hang on, I got to make a new column over here. I'll do it up here. Oh, my pen looks like it's going to poop out. Okay, Sue, you're up, my friend. Let's see. Hang on, let me get plugged in here. Let's see. Okay, it's a healing. You should gift yourself a healing. I see the color. I don't know what it is yet, but it's dark blue. So let me go into the dark blue and see what this is. I think it's like a massage or a Reiki session. I see you laying on a massage table. Maybe cranial sacral, maybe a crystal healing, something where, and you seem to be laying on your tummy to me in this image. So that made me think it was a massage. Okay, so let's see what else I'm supposed to tell you. And do it regularly. Whatever you pick, or maybe move through those things. But maybe the way to do it is to buy a package from someone. So for sure you'll go. Yeah, but that's what it is. It's body work, I guess. Energy work and or body work. Now let's see why your higher self thinks you should do that. It has to do with your second chakra. That's interesting. Of course, the second chakra is near the belly button, and it's emotional and sexual. So it's also very, very creative. For a Homo sapien to create, they have to have a desire. And that's really the second chakra's department is desires, wants, if you put it that way. So I guess maybe what your higher self is saying is that it will, this body work, energy work will, calm your emotions. So maybe that, maybe if that's the intention, maybe you might pick, a certain type of body work or energy work because that's what it is. Okay, second chakra. Okay, so maybe you can ask people to gift you gift certificates. That would be a way to do it for the holidays. Okay, next up is Susan. Hi, Susan. So we had Sue, now we have Susan, Susan Smith. Okay, hang on, let me get plugged in again. Okay, let's see. Yours is, it's about conflict. I think it's, let's see. It's about not avoiding it. Ugh, I don't like conflict. Ugh, I can see why you avoid it. I don't like it. Let's see what your higher self has to say about it. Okay, there's growth through conflict for you. And between me and you guys, I'll be so happy when that's not the way things operate in this reality. Growth through conflict. I remember I did a focus group and it was called something like From Growth to Conflict to Growth Through Curiosity. But anyway, your higher self is saying to gift yourself the lack of avoiding conflict. Ugh. I'm going to send Donkey Yaya to give you a healing. Um, so there is some growth for you. And you know what I think? It may not necessarily be that you have to get in a fight with someone, right, in an argument. It could be that you're just inner conflicted. You have internal conflict. So maybe I would start from that. If I got, I always say, some crazy psychic on Facebook told me that, um, I might look to see where I'm conflicted on the inside, and start to work on those things. And what I'm trying to say is maybe make a list of the things you're internally conflicted about, and there's growth for you in those conflictions. So anyway, that's what it is. Doesn't sound like a very good gift. But anyway, that's what it is. I hope that helps you, my friend. Okay, Tristina is up. I want a pony. Hang on, let me get regrounded. Okay, yours is to learn something. So maybe, as I was saying, curiosity, maybe the gift you give yourself is curiosity. It's funny because I think I have a match with you. Because, I've been doing this technique for 17 or 18 years, and I've never really been interested in any other type of, I don't know, spiritual or metaphysical training. But this, I'm kind of thinking in 2024, I'm going to take somebody's course. I don't know what yet. So anyway, that's what it is to learn something. Be curious. So maybe you sign up for, I don't know, something you might have been interested in for a while, but you haven't really done anything about it. Learn to play an instrument or take a dance class or something. Okay, so gift yourself. It's really training. Gift yourself with some training. So I hope that helps. Teresa Lewis. Hang on. All right. Nobody's getting a pony yet. Let me get regrounded. Okay, let's see. Three things. Like your higher self couldn't make up its mind. That's why I was quiet for those moments. There's three things. Like I don't think your higher self could pick between the three. So it says, I'm just going to tell you three things. Okay, let's see the first one. The first one has to do with fauna. No, flora. Plants. Not fauna, animals. Flora. Plants. So maybe gift yourself a new beautiful house plant, or when spring comes, maybe gift yourself a garden. It's definitely plants. Okay? Now let's see what else. Volunteer. Volunteer for something. Something that is, but I don't think it's just contributing financially to a cause. I think it's actually volunteering. And so pick something. I know here in San Diego, around this time, the food bank is always looking for volunteers. So anyway, find maybe at the blood bank, or if you're affiliated with a group or church. Yeah, it's to volunteer for something. That's the second gift. And the third gift, and this is what I thought when Akiyaya first told me. I think I was making my breakfast when he told me what the topic was. And this one did come up for me. Read a book. Read a book. So maybe you can ask someone to gift you with a gift certificate to Amazon, and you can buy a book that seems interesting to you. A plant, a book, and volunteering. Your higher self couldn't decide between those three, so it gave you all of them. Okay. All right. Megan. Hi, my friend. Okay, let's see what's in Santa's bag for you. Hang on, let me get regrounded. This is interesting. The gift to give yourself is to enjoy the holidays. So maybe instead of just going through them like we do every year, got to buy the presents, got to, meet family, that kind of drudge. Maybe come at it from a different energy this year, where, you're just, I think you know what I mean. I think you know what your higher self means, is to really enjoy the holidays for what they are, what they're supposed to be. Instead of running around and just go, okay, I got it done. It's over. Okay, so stop and smell the holiday roses. Might be a way of saying it. Yeah, so that's a nice gift. Okay. Sharon Boyd. Okay. Let's see what it's going to be. Hang on, let me get all plugged in again. All right. I think it's hypnosis or meditation. It's a really interesting image. I saw your head, and then I was like, okay, well, what else am I supposed to see? And I tried to see your body, and I didn't. I'm like, oh, it's something with your head. What is it? And it's, like a guided meditation, or I'll tell you, when I said hypnosis, two things came up with your reading. First is about hypnosis. Let me put his name in, because it's a funny last name. Dr. David Illig. When I was an engineer, way before I was ever trained, I was very anxious, very stressed out. I think I had a lot of post-traumatic stress stuff. And so I stumbled onto Dr. David Illig's. I bought a cassette tape. That's how long ago it was. And it was for relieving stress and anxiety. One side was him talking. And I would close my eyes and I never, I guess it was a meditation. I had never meditated, up to that point in my life. So you listen to him saying stuff, but also there's subliminal suggestions that's just below what our ears can hear. Okay? And on the other side was this really funky guitar music. And underneath it were subliminal suggestions to calm down. And when oh my gosh, I probably bought 3 of those and wore them out. And then they came out on CD. I think I went through 2 CDs in all the years I listened to him. And then finally, the last time I bought it, it was a download from his website. But the funny thing is on the guitar solo side, like I would put it on to, work out or, not the part where he was talking because I had to stop and sit down and close my eyes. But there was this one part that I noticed where I'd go, and so I figured that this little subliminal suggestion right there was take a deep breath. But it really helped me. It really, really helped me. Another funny story about Dr. David Illig. I had my own radio show for a while. And I think maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. And every week I would write a show and do it. It was really fun. So I got him as a guest. And I bet I can find that for you guys. Hang on. If you haven't listened to those old radio shows. Hang on. Where is it? Bear with me. Okay. You can get access to that and a whole bunch more of my content. I did Moon Day meditations for 2 years too, all kinds of meditations. You can get access to all that stuff here. And you can also get free readings from my graduate clairvoyant students at that link. Okay, so anyway, so Dr. David Illig comes on my show. And I had been listening to this man's voice for 10 years, right? And I swear when he started to talk, I started to go, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna go into hypnosis here because I was so conditioned by the sound of his voice. Anyway, he's got a lot of new stuff up too. So for you, Sharon, something like that. So maybe go, Google Dr. David Illig, and there's a whole bunch of other people doing that kind of stuff. But see some topics that look good to you. Maybe self-love, prosperity. Yeah, and see if he doesn't have some stuff that would interest you. It's like reprogramming your head is the gift to give yourself. Meditation, hypnosis, that kind of thing. Okay? All right, that's kind of fun. Okay, Sky. Hi, my friend. Okay, let me get plugged in. Hang on. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is some kind of creative pursuit. And it may not actually be a physical material thing. Could be music. It could be, working on your website. But it's creativity. And what kind of comes up with me with that is do something creative every day. And you know what I bet is you already do. But you don't see it as that. And I think that's the point of the gift. I'm going to go create a dinner and know that you're using your creative energy. So it's really noticing your creativity and that's what you're doing. You're creating. It seems to be pretty important to your higher self that you realize when you're doing it. So creative awareness is the gift to give yourself. That's kind of a fun one. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Garin, Garin. Hi, my friend. Okay, let's see what you're supposed to give yourself. Hang on. New clothes. New clothes. And I'll bet what that means is, I don't think it means go buy new underwear and socks. I think it's more about how clothes present present us to other people and to the world. So go over that for yourself. How am I dressing? Do I want to dress different? Maybe for different occasions or something. So pay attention to how you're dressing and see if you want to change it. Because everybody's done this, right? Like when you feel like you're wearing something special or you're dressed up and makes you feel good, right? So that's what your higher self wants you to pay attention to. Dressing yourself, and not all the time, but gifting yourself with a style of dress that makes you feel good about yourself. Yeah. So, there you go. Now you can ask for Christmas, ask people to give you gift certificates so you can buy clothes and shoes and stuff. Okay. Let's see, where did I leave off? Hang on. Did I scroll away everything? Yeah. Okay, Pamela, you're up, my friend. So good to see you. Okay, hang on. Let me get plugged in. I think this is relaxation that I'm looking at. I'll tell you the image. You're sitting in a comfortable chair in the sun. The sun's coming through the window and you're sitting there. So now that I've said what the actual image looks like, it might mean, just give yourself a little bit of time each day to, sit in a comfortable chair and, just, sit there and, maybe think about the things you're grateful for and, that kind of thing. It might be maybe this relaxed reflection. I think that's it. And I don't think you have to do it for hours, but almost do it every day. I feel you get a lot out of it. Yeah. So, yeah, reflection. Interesting. Sonia! Hi, my friend. Okay, hang on. Let me get plugged in. I like this topic because I can go through, I can get a lot of you in. It's not huge, a huge topic. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Well, you already do this. Your higher self is playing a keyboard. I was pulled over here. So let's see what this is all about. Hang on. I think you already do this too, but your higher self, I don't know, wants you to really know that you're doing it. You channel your higher self when you're playing music, and your higher self really likes it. Really likes it. It feels like it's expressing itself very much. So I think this, maybe when you get ready to make music, and again, like you probably might do this from time to time, but it's to really acknowledge that it's a gift to your higher self. Like I'm gonna play this for you, higher self. That is so beautiful. And Sonia, would you post some way where we can get in touch with your music? Because the parts I've seen is beautiful. So maybe you can post it over there so everybody can hear how you serenade your higher self. Okay. Let's see who's next. Johanna. Hi, my friend. So, Sonia, it's really not what you're. Well, I guess it is what you're gifting yourself. If you. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry, Johanna, I'll get right back to you. Um, it's what you're gifting yourself when you consider yourself as your higher self. Very interesting. Okay, now, Johanna, sorry. Okay, let me get regrounded here. I'm perplexed. I see the image, but I'm not sure what it means. It's a book, but you close the book. So, and you're only halfway through the book. It's not that you're at the end and you close the book, you're like, that was a great story. You're halfway through and you close the book. So, what I think it might mean is to get out there and live life. Have some adventures instead of reading about them or watching shows about them. Get out there and have an adventure. Now, what comes up for me when I think of, gosh, if that were me, what kind of adventure would I have? Well, I don't know. There's all kinds of things we could do that we just don't do, right? For years, I've been thinking about going and taking a tour of San Diego. Because a lot of times when I visit other cities, I'll take the haunted tour, right? And I learned so much about the cities. And I realize, as a matter of fact, I know here in San Diego a psychic who does the haunted tour, so I should hit him up. But I don't know that much about my own city, right? We could go to the botanical garden if you've never been before, a museum, maybe something that's within a couple hours of the house. You could go on a hike or something. So it's adventures. Gift yourself with an adventure. Maybe you might try to do an adventure once a month. Something that either you haven't done it in a really, really long time or you've never done it. Gosh, we could all gift ourselves with that. That is a really good one. I like that one. Instead of watching other people's adventures on our streams or reading about other people's adventure in our books, we could actually go have an adventure. Yeah, adventure. I like that one. Adrienne. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. Williams. Okay, let's get to it. All right, let's see what your higher self says. Okay, I'm going to have to wag my finger at you. Your higher self goes like this. Chop, chop. Get going. So, I'll bet that when I say that to you, all of you, right? Because I know that's one of the fun things about this stream. We all like Johanna's reading, we're like, oh, we're all going to want to take an adventure now, right? So I know when I say if I feel I understand what I need to do when my higher self says, come on, Loren, chop, chop, let's go, right? I could probably think about maybe 3 or 4 things it's probably wanting me to do that I'm not doing. So that's how to take this reading, right? Those things that we know, like I know I should lose weight. I know I need to lose weight, but I haven't. I know I need to work on some of my creations here at Golden Rose, but I haven't. I know I need to shampoo my carpet. Is that too much information? But I haven't. Right? So don't take it personally, although it is your personal reading, but all of us can think of a few things that come up first. We're like, our higher self says, chop chop, let's go get going. Right? So chop chop. Gift yourself with some of those things that you haven't been doing, but you know you should. Okay? All right. Okay. Daylene. Hi, my friend. I hope everybody's doing well. Okay. Let me get plugged in here. Okay, let's see. Your gift to yourself is to treat yourself as a child. So, I saw this on, I don't know, Facebook, I think, where you guys probably saw it too. And I'm paraphrasing, right? But it's something like we should talk to ourselves the way we talk to our kids, in a loving, gentle way, like in our head, right? Just all those things I was rattling off, right? Loren, you need to shampoo the carpet, right? Well, that's exactly opposite of the gift to yourself. You'd be like, well, I know it's difficult sometimes to shampoo carpets, but I know you're going to do it when the time is right. Okay? So, in your head, start to be much gentler on yourself. And my friend, I feel you have to make an effort at it. Right? So, maybe just the way I did, where I just caught myself chastising myself for having spots in my carpet, courtesy of my cat puke. Oh, God. So I rewrote it. So you might have to do that. When you're hard on yourself, go, wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. Okay? So, being gentle to yourself. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Tati? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Tati. Hi, my friend. Boy, we've got quite a... I saw Australia and Oklahoma City. You guys are spread out all over. I know Sonia's in Europe. Okay, so let's do it. I hope you guys can't hear it, but the gardeners just came up. And my windows are open and my door's open in my living room, so you might hear the blowers. Sorry about that. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's see. Okay. It's taking the easy way out. That's your gift. Another way of saying that is the path of least resistance. If you can, what the image is you're going downstairs. And I'm like, well, what's that supposed to mean? It's like, oh, take the easy way. You know, it's so much easier to walk downstairs than it is upstairs, right? Go downstairs. Take the easy way. So, maybe that could be your mantra for a bit. Your affirmation. I'm going to take the easy way. Now, that sounds, well, I guess depending on who's saying it or who you're talking to, that sounds like a cop-out, doesn't it? To take the path of least resistance. But my friends, energy always moves in the path of least resistance. Like in the device that you're watching me on, that's exactly how those electrons flow through the circuits. They flow through the path of least resistance. That's the way rivers flow. Right? They don't flow uphill. They flow downhill. Right? So, because electrons and water does that, we can too. Path of least resistance. That might mean a couple things. You know, It might not mean, well, I could, I could work really hard and be successful, or I could just sit here and watch Netflix. I don't think it means that. I think what it means is, let's say you are going to feel like, well, I really need to focus on this topic and I need to put in work and I need to get it done. Well, you could still do it, but you could say, this accomplishment that I'm working on is super easy. It's super easy, right? It might take a lot of my time, but that's going to be easy. Path of least resistance. Gift yourself that. Yeah. Okay, Melissa. Hi, my friend. Thank you for popping in. I sure do appreciate that. I know you're a very busy woman. Hang on. Okay. Okay, this is about saying no. It's about creating for yourself. So your gift is the word no. I'm going to get you a t-shirt that says no. Yeah, I'll tell you what the image is. It's in your role as a healer, but it slops over. Okay? So what the image is a... what would you call it? A cylinder. A cylinder. Like this. A cylinder. My hands are in a circle. Like this. Of dark blue energy. And you're looking, you're above the image looking at it. And, I know Melissa knows because she's psychic, but in readings, the information comes so incredibly fast. So I'm like, well, what is the blue cylinder? Why is Melissa looking down into it? And I knew instantly that is your creation. That is your role as a healer. And no other distractions, no other, what would you call it? Energy expenditures. Say no. And again, it's not just about building your psychic business. It's not just about that. It's a general statement. Say no. And you know what? I remember talking to somebody on one of my softball teams eons ago, and we were talking about that. She goes, practice saying no. Like, even if you want to do something, say no. Like, if a friend comes up and says, do you want to go to the movies? No. No. So practice it. And again, what I love about this stream is that all of us are now going, oh my God, I'm going to practice saying no. Do you want to know? You sure you don't want no? Okay. All right, let's see. Judith. Hi, my friend. Okay. Let's get to it. Hang on, let me get grounded. Okay. This is very close to one we've already had. It's about nurturing yourself and being very gentle and supportive to yourself. Maybe one way that you could really focus on that is to do something nurturing for yourself every day. Hang on, I need to take a drink. It's a big teacup, isn't it? It's my Bubba. That's what it says on it. I lose them all the time at the gym. So I have several of them up in my... I forget them. Maybe, Judith, you could say, okay, today, like right now I've got 20 minutes. How am I going to nurture myself? Maybe I'll do some self-care. Maybe I'll investigate a new topic that I'm interested in. But you've got to, and this again has kind of come up in some other reads, you've got to make that in your intention. Right? You have to realize I'm nurturing myself. This is my gift to me today. I'm going to nurture myself by fill in the blank. Taking a nap. Rearranging the living room or whatever. Okay? Nurture. Self-nurture. Okay. Okay, let's see. Michelle. Chancellor. And sometimes we have more than one Michelle. Michelle with 2 L's. Okay, hang on. Let me get plugged in here. Okay, now let me look. Okay, this is a fun one. Then there's one been kind of similar. It's make your next bold move. Make your next bold move. There's a song by Ani DeFranco called Your Next Bold Move. It's a really cool song. I think one time I do a current events meditation Sundays where we take some topic that's going on and do energy work about it out in the world. And I remember quoting that song, Your Next Big Move. You might want to Google it and read the lyrics to that song. I'll spell Ani's name for you. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the name of the song. Next bold move. But it'll come up if you Google it. Oops. Yeah, read the lyrics and see if you don't get motivated. Did it post? Next bold move. Yeah. So what that makes me think is that your higher self has written some really great contracts. And it wants you to jump into them. And my friends, we haven't even talked contracts. I've been talking for 45 minutes. I haven't even said the C word. Contracts. Both our higher selves and us here on earth don't like not fulfilling those highest and best contracts. Higher self gets impatient because it wants to have the experience. And we down here on earth, the reason that we're not doing those things is because fear. It's either fear or unconsciousness, meaning we don't even think it could happen. Right? So maybe the thing to do is to kind of paint with a big paintbrush. And when you're doing your contemplations, meditations, prayers, before you go to sleep, whatever, in the shower, I might, because I don't know what my next bold move is. Maybe you thought that too. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know, right? For me personally, I don't know what's going to happen next. But I can set my intention that I'll match that next bold move. I mean, energetically, and when it presents itself, I'll know it and I'll experience it. I don't think the message is the things that you think you should be doing but you're not. Remember how we had that earlier in the readings? This is different. This is a general willingness and continued intention of when big opportunities present themselves, you see them and take them. Okay? And again, we all could do that. Right? I'll tell you really metaphysically how I do that. I send my guides over to my higher self and I ask my guides to try to get my higher self to review all of the contracts it's really interested in. I call them the highest and best contracts. Look at them again. Make any changes that you want. And then I ask those guides to come to me and shift the energy and information in my body, chakras, and aura to match those contracts. So I'll see the opportunity. I won't be afraid and not do it. Right? Next bold move by Ani DeFranco. Yeah. Okay. see. Let's see. Savannah! There you are. Hi, my friend. Savannah. Okay. Hang on, I gotta reposition my crystals here. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's see. It's about focus. Not over focus or tunnel vision, but it is about focus. I think gifting yourself with a greater amount of focus or the ability to focus. And I'll describe that metaphysically, and then we can talk about it on the earth plane, in general terms. So we have to back up a bit. So our higher self is a consciousness that lives forever on the astral plane. It is eternal. And when it decides to incarnate into a virtual reality like we're in, part of it comes in and attaches itself to a life form, whether it's a Homo sapien, a kitty cat, a dog. And when that awareness is in the body, it's aware of what's energetically going on in that body. It's aware of it. So, if the energy in the body is bouncing all around, it's anxious, it's frightened, it's maybe there's a whole bunch of other people's energy in their field. Ding, 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 ding. Right? The awareness can't focus. So, what me and my clairvoyant students do is we do energy work to slow all that down, so that we can stay, our awareness can stay in our animal body and read somebody else's energy. But if our energy is all ding, 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 we couldn't focus. So energy work, exercise. So for some people, water, right? Allow those energies to calm down so that the awareness can focus on things. Now, so that's metaphysical, okay? Now let's talk about general life. You walk into a room and forget why you walked in there. Somebody's talking to you, but you don't really hear what they say. Right? Sitting and watching a show, but thinking about something else, and then you go back to the show and you're like, oh geez, I got to rewind. I missed what they said. Okay. So, for you, Savannah, the gift is focus. So, just use your tools, because I know you're a psychic. Just use your tools. And remember that meditation we did where, I'm trying to think of which class we did it in. I can't remember. But we went into meditation and we focused on our first chakra. Not, just from the center of our head, we were just aware of our first chakra. And as soon as we had a thought, I asked you to raise your hand or something. Right? And then I asked all of us to focus on our second chakra in meditation. And when did you have a first thought about anything? What's happening when a Homo sapien thinks of something is the awareness is reading something in the energy field, meaning it pulls its focus to it. And the way we experience that is a thought. So that would probably be a really good exercise for you, is to go into meditation and don't think. And as soon as you have a thought, catch it up in a rose, push it out, and explode it. Now, some meditation techniques focus on clearing the mind. At Golden Rose, when we're learning to read energy, that's not the purpose of the meditation, but it's the outcome of the meditation that we do. Because if I'm reading you and I'm thinking, oh boy, I got to do this as soon as I can, I got to go scoop the cat boxes, oh boy, then I can't focus on you. Right? So focus exercises. Focus. All right. Anna Grimes. Hi, my friend. You got another name in the middle there. Hang on. Let me get plugged in. Let's see what your gift to yourself is. Beauty. And I didn't see any image. I just instantly heard the word beauty. So it's time for you to beauty up your environment. Look at beautiful things. Go to beautiful places. Appreciate the beauty that you see. I've got a friend, and a lot of times we like to watch the same shows, but there's one thing that she doesn't like. Dystopia. Like the zombie apocalypse, or the nuclear bomb dropped, or there was a pandemic that killed everybody. But why she says she doesn't like it? Because all the scenes are ugly. They're all ruins, and there's no beauty in the actual image that she's watching. So that's what I mean, right? Look at beautiful things. Look at beautiful things, and when you do look at beautiful things, you'll notice the beauty in more things. Well, that's a nice gift. The gift of beauty. Okay, let's see. Mont. Hi, Mont. Okay, let's see what you're supposed to put in your Christmas stocking. See how I get those little tidbits in there? Hang on. I think this is self-nurturance as well. You're cuddling a teddy bear. Comfort and self-nurturance. Maybe you even get a teddy bear. I still got my teddy bear from when I was little. His name is Teddy. Original I was. He's over on my nightstand by my bed. He has to lay flat now because he's so old. I'm afraid if I sit him up, his head will fall off. But yeah. But maybe get a teddy bear and cuddle your teddy bear. Yeah. You could just say it's your cuddle pillow while you're sleeping. I've got one of those too. I've got several of those. I'm a cuddler. Yeah, it's self-nurturance. But you really do have a teddy bear in the image. So maybe gift yourself a teddy bear and cuddle that sucker. I like that. Okay, let's see. I think I got everybody. Oh, there's Janice. I see a new name. Hi, Janice. I see. I can only see a limited amount of comments. I think I've said that to you guys before. So, once they scroll away, they're gone. I can't get back up there. So hang on, Janice. Let me get plugged in. Okay, it's about making a plan and executing it. I think you hesitate making the plan because you're afraid to execute it, so you don't even make the plan. But you need to plan. I think just not paying attention to it is not going to serve you once the time's up. So anything that you haven't been addressing, you need to bring it right in front of you. And you need to look at it and plan for it and execute the plan. Okay? It came through really strong. So probably what that means is kind of what we were talking about before. There are contracts, but you're not looking at them. There are opportunities, but you're not looking at them. You have to look at them. Yeah. So it's planning and executing. Yeah. So I think staying white, right? White is unconscious energy, like how we were talking about walking into a room and forget why you walk in there. Or you just don't hear somebody when they're talking right there. You just tune them out, right? That's white. Yeah, covering it up in white is not going to serve you when the due date comes. So take all the white off, right? And I think it's a kind of a general thing that your higher self is talking about. Like, yeah, face it. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your gifts, and I hope that you give them to you. I hope you gift yourself with them. Boy, there sure were some good ones. I want to give myself all of them. So until next week, we'll call it a healing. Thanks, everybody.